Raphi Bloom's there, Director of Fundraising, Northwest Friends of Israel. Hi, Raphi.
Hi, good morning, Nicky. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. Andy in Brighton as well. Let's go with Andy. Interesting thoughts from David Spencer. Then, Raphi, you can respond to what Andy is saying. What are you saying, Andy? Welcome.
Good morning. What am I saying? I'm saying that Gideon Salter was an agent provocateur. He knew exactly what he was doing. I think the policeman used the wrong word. I think Gideon Salter was a very clear Zionist about to cause trouble on the march, and that's why he was stopped. I mean, I've been on several marches. They obviously, as we have already established, include hundreds of Jewish people. There is nothing whatsoever anti-Semitic on the march in London. Meanwhile, the killing goes on in Gaza, and that's what we are appalled by.
Raphi.
Look, it's very simple. These marches have been full of visceral Jew hate since they started. The police know this. This was proven by the fact that they realised that an openly Jewish man was acted the trigger to the marchers to attack him. They blamed the victim instead of the perpetrator. And this has been symptomatic of these marches from the beginning. The police have ignored openly anti-Semitic placards, discussing Holocaust inversion, comparing Jews to Nazis, and chants of Chai b'Chai al-Yahud, which is an ancient Muslim battle cry to murder Jews, calls for jihad and intifada. And rather than arresting those people on site, as is their duty, they've sent tweets out after the fact asking for help to identify them. The police have emboldened the Jew hate, and it's disgusting. And in my view, and that of the overwhelming majority of fellow Jews I speak to, it's clear to us that the police are either scared of these marches or agree with what's being said.
That's quite a statement, Raphi. The police, that's quite a statement. The police have emboldened Jew hatred.
Well, you have to look at a pattern of 6 months of these marches, week in, week out. And not just in London, by the way. I sit here as the co-chair of Northwest Friends of Israel in Manchester, and we've had similar marches on the streets of Manchester. And when people stand there with signs comparing what's going on in Gaza to the Holocaust, which is Holocaust denial and inversion, when they have pictures of Jews and pictures of Hitler, when there are these chants on the street calling for jihad and intifada, and we know what this means. This means suicide bombings, terrorist attacks. Chai b'Chai al-Yahud is a battle cry to murder Jews. And the police don't wade in and pull these people out, but feebly send out tweets after the fact.
Hizb ut-Tahrir side demonstration when they called for jihad, certainly there was huge controversy when the police said, well, there are very, very different interpretations of the word jihad. It was clear. It was clear what they meant. Yeah.
It's clear what they meant. And then the last thing I would say is your previous caller, when calling Gideon Salter a Zionist, I mean, let's be honest. Zionist is a euphemism in the nicest possible way for Jew. And that's what this man is saying. He's not a Zionist. He was there. He didn't have an Israeli flag. He didn't have a placard saying, release the hostages. He didn't have a placard saying, free Gaza from Hamas. He was wearing a skull cap, and he had his prayer shawl in a bag. That's not a Zionist. That's a Jew. This is not Germany in the 1930s. This is London in 2024. And these are the type of people who are on these marches. The fact that he's calling this openly Jewish man a Zionist in the most disgusting way proves what we are all saying. Well, these marches have been emboldened and they need to be banned.
Andy, respond to that. And if there are openly Jewish people on the marches, what's the problem with an openly Jewish person using that phrase crossing the road while a march is going on, Andy? And
I think Gideon Salter knew exactly what he was doing, crossing the road. And in response to the Zionists who you are speaking with, there is a difference.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'm a British Jew.
No, you hold on.
Whoa.
He's just said how offensive he finds it. No, you've deliberately provoked.
Marches in London are anti-Zionist slaughter in Gaza and nothing to do with anti-Semitism whatsoever.
Well, hold on a second. Let's put the listeners straight here. Zionism is the right of Jews to have self-determination in their ancestral homeland.
Zionism is a political movement.
Zionism, the word Zion and a return to Zion and to Jerusalem is mentioned multiple times every day in Jewish prayer and has been for millennia. Tonight, Tonight, we are going to sit down at the Passover Seder.
Let Raphi finish, and then I will come back to you, because I want to explore both sides here, and I will come back to you, Andy, and we'll bring Stephen as well, and Martin's lined up to. Raphi, finish your point.
Tonight,
as long as you like.
Jews all around the world are going to sit down at the Passover Seder and talk about the story of the people of Israel leaving Egypt to return to the land of Israel. We finish the Seder every night, every Jew around the world, with saying in Hebrew, L'shana haba b'Yerushalayim, next year in Jerusalem. Zionism is not a political movement. It is the right of Jews to have self-determination in their ancestral homeland after thousands of years in exile, being persecuted by all types of religions around the world. To call me in that disgusting way a Zionist, I am a British Jew. I believe in the right of the State of Israel to exist, but I will not be told by a fellow British citizen what I can and cannot say in the United Kingdom in 2024. And the fact that there might be Jews marching alongside other people on these marches, supporting the right of Hamas to maintain hostages and murder Jews in Israel is one thing. But the overwhelming majority of Jews in this country, of Jewish institutions, of Jewish schools, of Jewish people, of synagogues, are Zionists. Every Saturday in synagogue, we say a prayer for the welfare of the State of Israel. Do not call me a Zionist in that most disgusting anti-Semitic way. I'm a British Jew, and I will not tolerate it.
You're a Zionist, mate, and you can tolerate as much as you wish. We do not tolerate the actions of Israel in Gaza and in the West Bank, where hundreds of people are being killed also. So this is a bigger picture than just you whining on about so-called anti-Semitism. There is not anti-Semitism.
Whining on about so-called anti-Semitism.
And its actions in Gaza, which are disgusting.
Hold on. Whining on about so-called anti-Semitism. I am Jewish. Do not tell me what is Jew hate and what isn't. How dare you tell me what is Jew hate? I am Jewish. I know what anti-Semitism is. Do not tell me I am whining on about anti-Semitism.
In the West Bank and Gaza.
So you should attack me in the UK for that?
I'm attacking you verbally.
But the police were worried Gideon Falter would have been attacked for crossing the street as an openly Jewish man.
Gideon Falter was an agent provocateur. He knew exactly what he was doing. The marches
so let me ask you a question. If a black
I have been on several marches in London. There is no aggression. There is peace.
If a black person...
What about wait, a couple of questions. Raphi, you want to ask a question? Ask a question.
Right. If a black person walked in front of a far-right march, would he be called an agent provocateur?
It's out of context.
Sorry, answer the question, yes or no?
Completely out of context.
You're not answering my question. You're not answering my question.
You're not answering...
Gideon Falter was a Jew.
Children have been killed in Gaza at least.
Hold on.
And all you can go on about is the difference between Zionism and Judaism.
I'd like an answer to the question. You said it's a different context, Andy.
And it's not, though. Gideon Falter was not carrying an Israeli flag. He was not carrying a placard. He had a skull cap on his head. He was a Jewish man wearing a skull cap. How is that an agent provocateur?
He knew exactly what he was doing. Who was filming him?
Sorry.
How can it was filmed?
Sorry.
How can it was filmed? Was he acting on his own? Was he acting on his own?
There's lots of people filming things and filming things.
1 second, lots of people.
On his own.
I'm sorry. You
he was
can't
being
make the
filmed.
argument.